Hey everybody, this is Nick coming to you from my second video blog. This is going to be the second part to my security stories from my internship. The first one I'm going to start off with is a little bit about, let me think, I'm trying to think of how I can word this for you people. Basically, one of the stories that one person I won't forget is, there's this one guy there, a real nice guy. He's a real tall security guard. I mean, if you were to come to our hospital and you see him, you can't miss him. He's a real tall guy. I don't know how tall he is. He's about 6'5", I think, somewhere around that thing. But really the nicest guy, you know. And he was the guy that I think we could always count on for when something went wrong. You know, he would be there, you know, and he could pretty much just, his presence could take care of the problem. This person basically would take one look at him and be like, forget this. I'm not gonna argue with this guy because. And well, so we had one case once. I don't remember what unit we were in, what floor. And so we were had to go down because we had to just do a restraint on somebody. And this person was giving us trouble. And so this person was basically, you know, was arguing with the nurses. The person wasn't really paying much attention. So we had a case. So we basically, you know, we called in for an additional security guard, and they sent him up, of course. I don't know, I think they just kind of stroke of luck, he was the closest one. And so basically he comes up, you know, this guy takes one look at him, and he looks up to him, and he's like, I'll forget this. So we were able to restrain him. Second one, I remember, this one actually I nearly blacked out. I nearly fainted from the smell from this one gentleman. This gentleman was a homeless gentleman. You know, I mean, I'll tell you, this is like, this guy hadn't bathed in I don't know how long. And this gentleman was asking for a tranquilizer. I don't remember what it was. I can't remember what it was. I don't really recall. I just remember the smell. And this was a smell where, like, I was standing, everyone else was dealing with, there was a couple guards dealing with this guy, trying to restrain him because he was, you know, causing trouble. And so I basically, you know, I was standing over by the nurse's station, like the desk where the nurses were. And so the smell was just getting to me. Everyone else had a mask on. I had nothing on. I just had, you know, my coat. I had no, you know, no mask, no nothing. So I was basically smelling the smell of this guy. And I pretty much came close to blacking out on several occasions. I was kind of going and shake my head like that real quick and start going again. Just kept shaking my head until, you know, until we were finally done with this guy. Because if I would have, you know, dropped to the floor, our emergency response team would have called, and I would have had to be transported, you know, to the part of the ER and have them check me out. So we had that. Trying to think, what else do we have? We had actually we had some construction going out at the hospital at the time, so that they were putting in the new pavilion that we have there. It's the Van Elslander Cancer Center, a real nice place. I've been in, or not the Cancer Center, I'm sorry, it's a new addition to the back. It's like another whole thing of place, like rooms for patients and stuff. And while they had been, you know, tearing up the sidewalks and like parts of the building so they could put this place in. And during that time, you could hear the jackhammer. They had like this giant, like, pneumatic jackhammer thing that would look like it was like attached to like a bulldozer thing, or like kind of a backhoe, and they would have the thing, you know, be just like, you know, jackhammering into the ground. And the vibration, because right where they were doing this about was right where the elevators. We had our freight elevator. We have our central lobby where we have our freight elevators, and we have just some regular elevators that go up to the patient's floors. And so we had this, and you'd be in the elevator and you hear this. You just hear the jackhammering going away, and you could just, and there'd be times you didn't know where it was coming from. And we had this display case where our gift shop is now about, and what happened was they had this, like, this table, and then on top there were these 3 crosses, and one was actually had the way the vibrations were, they were shaking the case, and we had this glass window here, and the cross is actually leaning into it. This was like a metal cross that had apparently just slid off and was laying against it. It didn't crack the window or anything, so it was basically laying there. And that amazed me right there. That another problem we had with the construction was we had one of the girls, she's still there, very lovely girl. I have the utmost respect for these guys and gals. And we got called up there because somebody thought they had smelled a gas leak on the floor. So, and I've got a really good nose. I can tell. I can pick up a gas leak pretty easily. So we go up there and, well, we're kind of looking around. We're trying to find anything. Nobody else has reported a gas leak. And where their room was right next to where all the construction equipment was actually parked, like the tailpipe or exhaust vent or whatever they use on those things, was basically where all this smell was coming from, was coming up into there. So, and they had been doing a lot of painting in parts of the hospital, so the fumes were from that, I guess, or something. They felt a lot of exhaust fumes were seeping into parts of the hospital, because where their bedroom was almost perfectly in line with them. So that was one other thing I remember. The one story that I won't forget, there's one gentleman now, he's retired from the security police at St. John's. This was what we do usually is when we have to meet a funeral director so we can release the body to the funeral director. And what happened was, we went down there. We have they used to have deals blue cards are about the size of a credit card, I guess. They're about credit card size, maybe a little smaller, something like that. They're about this small. They were this small, but they're just very small. They're like little credit card kind. They had the patient's name and all that jazz on it. So normally, we would tag the bag that the person's body was in, and they would have a toe tag on them. That would have would be like an ink roller. You'd put the thing down, it would roll this thing over, and it would have on the paper, would show the thing, would have that all printed up on there. And so we go down there because we had released this per individual. I don't remember who it was. And so we go down there, and we couldn't read the tag because the ink was so worn. So we called out one of the nurses from the unit, and the funeral director almost got into this big argument with her about, saying, you need to change. I told your boss to change the ink roller. If something goes wrong, we're gonna get sued. I'm gonna get sued. You're gonna get sued. These security guards are gonna get sued. Everyone's gonna get sued for this. So it almost escalated. It was basically just a little verbal shouting by this one director, and so we were thankfully, nothing happened. We were able to successfully find the person whose body we had released, and so it was a pretty good day for us. So I mean, that it was a bad day for the person though. But I don't want to get all preachy and religion on everybody. So this is Nick saying, I'll possibly have some more stories if I can remember them. So once again, have fun, stay safe, continue enjoying my vlog, and Jim, once again, thank you.